Welcome to 5 Minute Friday from Startup TNT. I'm your host, Zach Storms. I'm coming to you live from an awesome podcast studio at the Mercer building where our offices are. And I'm really happy to share we have an awesome special guest here today, Bing Cao from Nanode. Bing, how you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you, Zach?
I'm doing very well. I'm excited to get going here. Now, we only have 5 minutes to do 5 Minute Friday, but I do like to kick us off to kind of warm up our voices with a couple of quick, fun questions. So before we ask the real questions, I'll ask you a true-false question. Do you or do you not, or do you have a PhD? True or false?
Yes, I do.
Where did you do your PhD? That's amazing.
University of Alberta.
University of Alberta. Great program. Great program. I have a degree from the University of Alberta as well. I have an MBA. So I have a master's degree in business. All right. Are we ready to get started here, Bing?
Yeah.
I'm gonna get the timer going. Here we go. Ready? All right. First question. What is your name and job title?
My name is Bing Cao. I am CEO of Nanode Battery Technologies.
That is awesome. Okay. So when did you become an entrepreneur, Bing?
I become an entrepreneur in August 2020. That's a month like we registered the company and officially started the business.
It's a very specific date. Okay, that's when you incorporated. And so tell us a little bit about what Nanode does.
So we are developing novel materials for rechargeable batteries. So basically, we are replacing a part of the battery with our material, and that can make our battery last longer and cost less.
Okay, and tell us a little bit about the origin, about how this technology came about and kind of what led you to build the spinoff.
Yeah, so we are a university spin-off. So during my PhD, I studied a wide range of renewable energy researches, all the way from like clean energy harvesting, like solar cells, to like water splitting, to clean energy storage, the batteries. So I have been in this renewable energy area for like 10 years. And I was really keen to see the growing market of renewable energies. And we have this awesome research in the lab. So when the opportunity came, I was like, oh, we have a cool technology here. It's really, really scalable. It's not just a science project. So let's go make it real. That's how we started this company.
Well, okay, so tell us, I want to hear a little bit more about the science. I love learning about the science behind these companies. I know you work in Jillian Burek's lab, well-respected researcher at the U of A. Tell us a little bit about the science behind Nanode.
Yeah, so we're the technology we're building in Nanode is a battery technology. So basically, a battery is like it has a structure like a sandwich. You have the bonds on the two sides and you have the meat in between. So we are basically changing one side of the battery, which is called the anode. So from history, the anode has been consist of graphite, which is a carbon material. It's good, but now, as we use batteries in our phone, in our laptop, in the cars, people realize, oh, I just want more capacity, right? I wish my battery lasts longer. So graphite just cannot make that future demand. It has been reached to its theoretical limit. So our material, we are using a tin-based alloy material to replace graphite. And we can offer a higher energy density than the graphite, like meaning per unit of material. Our material takes more lithium ions than the graphite, so that we can store more energy with a smaller volume. That's how how the science work. And you've come to a lab seeing our process, right? So we have a very simple one-step dry process, which can really speed up the manufacturing. That's kind of another practical advantage we are going to bring to the industry.
Yeah, I got a great tour of your laboratory, a very simple production system. So it's a much simplified process, should be more efficient and cheaper for you to produce it. And just for everyone's reference, we're talking about little tiny coin cell batteries, correct?
So we are actually, though, we are not making batteries, we are making battery materials.
Right.
So our battery material can be used in like small coin batteries, and we can also incorporate it in like laptop batteries and EV batteries. So right now we are focused on the small size batteries just because the current lab produced dimension of the anode match with that very well. But in the future, our technology definitely can be used in like consumer electronic batteries and EV batteries.
Okay, awesome. All right, I'm looking at the time here. It's already 4 minutes. I mean, I've only gotten to like the first like 2 questions. All right, let's keep going. Let's keep going, Bing. So you've joined us at Startup TNT a couple times now. Actually, I think you participated in 3 summits. Tell us a little bit. Why did you join the Startup TNT Investment Summit, and how's it impacted your business?
Yeah. So when I joined the first summit, I think it was like late 2020 or something, right? That's like a kind of right after I incorporated this business. I was really excited. I said, wow, there is a pitch event here. Let me go and look, right? See, test our technology. That's basically the reason I was joining. And at that time, we're not well prepared. And but we didn't win, but overall it was a great experience, and I think I get some guidance on how to make a pitch deck and also get the feedbacks of what attractions needs to happen. That is really, really useful to me, and also made quite a bunch of friends via Startup TNT. I think this is great. And so this year, when like you guys host a Clean Tech Summit again, I was like, okay, yeah, after 1 year, we've got customers, we've got attractions, let's go try ourselves again. And here we are.
Here you are. Yeah, I was just talking to someone yesterday that was like, I've already applied once or twice. I don't know if I should apply again, but here Bing applied 3 times, and the 3rd time you just raised a side deal at the Clean Tech Summit. Right? Yeah. About roughly $50,000 from the TNT Syndicate for Nanode as part of a larger round that you're doing. Tell us how the fundraising is going.
Yeah, so we are just softly closed our current round. To date, we got about 740K Canadian dollars in our round. So yeah, not a huge amount, but good for a early stage startup.
That's where it starts though, Bing. Yeah, not a huge number. That's an awesome first round. Like, you should be proud of yourself. That's really freaking awesome to see. And it's hard to do for a hardware company that's spinning out at the University of Alberta. That's actually, quite impressive to hit that milestone, Bing. So tell us a little bit, how about, other people out there with maybe similar kind of situation to you? How did you approach fundraising? What do you think has made things successful for you in raising this round right now?
I think there is no one like right answer here. I think because each startup is different, and the kind of investor is also different. The industry is different as well. I would think if I can summarize what I learned, is more like you need to find the right investors who invest in your industry and they invest in your stage. Yeah.
So on that note, were a lot of your investors from, say, outside of Edmonton, and they were specialists in like battery technology or hardware companies, how did that work for you?
Yeah, so interestingly, so we have investors from Edmonton, also like across Canada, and we have people like really invest in batteries, and also we have investors who invested like generally in renewable energy. Yeah. But I would think there overall, I think if I can define one common interest, is they're all interested in the renewable energy. They have this aligned vision with us. They want to see Canada has a great future as a sustainable society.
Yeah. Okay. Awesome. They're looking at more than just the financial return. Okay, Bing, I have a question for you that's kind of like, can you give me some advice and people in my position who would love to better support entrepreneurs like yourself, especially ones that are spinning out of the university environment? What do you think for those of us that are in the startup supporting roles, what do you think is one thing we could do to better support entrepreneurs building spin out companies from the local university?
Get more beers, Zach. I mean, the Startup TNT event, I think is really, really helpful. The community is really, really supportive. And I think like meeting local entrepreneurs and, talk about the challenges, opportunities, day-to-day life is a big kind of mental support for me. Yeah, so if there is one thing, so keep doing the great stuff.
Well, that's something I can definitely focus on, Bing. In fact, I saw you at Startup TNT last night.
Yes.
Yeah, that was a great event, facilitating more great interactions, great connections. Certainly one thing that's very important to us, one thing we will continue to focus on. Thanks for that, Bing. Okay, what about any advice to maybe an entrepreneur that's maybe where you were, say, two or 3 years ago? Maybe an entrepreneur out there working in their own laboratory right now, maybe they're a graduate student, maybe they're a professor. What advice do you have for them to get started on building, a deep tech company like Nano? To get started.
Yeah, so if I give like advice to people like me who from academia like spend a lot of time in the lab doing R&D, the very first suggestion I would get is step out of lab. So you need to talk to customer, talk to people, and know how this works. Step out of lab, get out of building.
I think that's great feedback. I have a PhD myself, and that was my biggest stumbling block when I was doing a PhD and a postdoc. I was not stepping out of the laboratory. I was stuck in the laboratory. Need to get out of that environment. It's a big world out there. Great advice, Bing. Okay, final question. What impact do you hope Nano has in the world 10, 20 years from now?
Yeah, so I think Nano, we are the to my knowledge, we are the only one focused on the really focused on the tin-based material for battery application. I think Nano would want to be the one company that advanced the adoption of tin into the renewable energy society. So we'll take this mission to explore the full potential of the tin-based material.
Wow. Okay. That is awesome. Like, as a quick follow-up, is there an opportunity for you to actually recycle the tin that you're using? Or would that be
definitely? Yeah, that's a great question. So tin actually has this almost unique property. It can be recycled like as many times as you want to the same high purity as the origin. So it's a great material to recycle. And this is going to be a huge advantage for us to build like a closed loop ecosystem as well.
Okay, Bing, thank you so much for joining us. I think we're actually quite over time now because it's supposed to be only 5 minutes. We're at like 10 or 12. Thanks for coming on today, Bing. Really happy to see you reaching success in this funding round, spinning off companies from the University of Alberta here. And just a shout out to everybody in the audience. We're going to be bringing a bunch of companies together on June 23rd for our next investment summit. We'll have about 15 pitches from across the prairies. We should have over 100 investors participating, seeing a lot of deals go down, investing in great companies, just like Bing's company, Nano. So come out, have some fun. Come out any Thursday here in Edmonton, Calgary, or Saskatoon, even Regina. So thanks, Bing. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. Enjoy your weekends.
Thank you, Zach.
Bye-bye.
Bye.